Hello, my name is Russell Taylor. I'm going to teach you how to use my calendar tool to be able to decrease the child support obligation if you're a parent who's paying child support or if you're an attorney who's representing a parent who's paying child support. The URL for my tool is parentingtimecalendartool.com. Once you're there, you'll have to register. It'll send you an email, confirm your email, and then log in. When you log in, you're going to have a number of credits that it shows that the number of times that you're going to be able to use the tool. It'll start out at 50. Every time you use the calendar tool, click that button and then come back anywhere. That number of tokens is going to decrease by 1. So from the calendar tool, what this is going to do is add up the number of parenting days for the non-custodial parent. So it starts off with an empty calendar, a bunch of zeros, and we're going to start off by counting the overnights. So very common for a non-custodial parent to have some sort of a weekend schedule if they live anywhere close. Alternating weekends, if that looks like a Friday to Sunday, then just click alternating odd periods. If it's Friday to Monday, you can obviously change that, but for right now, we're going to leave it as Friday to Sunday. And then go down to the bottom, click populate calendars, and now it brings up a number 1 for each of the overnights that the non-custodial parent has with the child or children. If you did it the other alternating weekend, for example, you hit populate calendars, you see it'll shift it 1 week. Boom. All right. All right. So um, let's go into next, and let's skip over the recurring daytime periods, and we'll come back to this over here. For now, let's go into the holidays because it's more common to have weekends and alternating holidays. So the first thing that you can select is your county. I haven't done all the counties in Georgia yet. I've gone through the more common counties in my neck of the woods. If you have a county that you want me to add, uh, email parentingtimepro@gmail.com and give me your suggestion. What county are you in that I can help you and improve my tool? So spring break, let's say if parent A has spring break in even years, we'll set parent B in odd years and do the reverse for fall break. Okay, so you can see that there's dates already in here. So some of those dates can actually change depending on what county you select in the initial step here. So Thanksgiving, again, you can select parent A for 1 year and parent B for the other year. Alternate Christmas, make that different than Thanksgiving. Or in Christmas and Thanksgiving, it's also very common to split those in the middle. So if you split Thanksgiving, it's going to add an extra exchange date here in the middle that's set for the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And I mean, you can change that. You can make it for Thanksgiving Day if you want the Thanksgiving Day to be the exchange. But you have to select which parent gets the first period. All right, so Christmas, by default, if you use the split, it's going to put the exchange on the day after Christmas, but you can change it to the day before Christmas if you want to, or day of Christmas. Again, customize it. Each family's different. What they want to do based on their customs may be different. Um, some school districts have a winter break, like in February, so I've got winter as something different than Christmas. Uh, Gwinnett now has a winter break. And then I've got other breaks. There's different other religious breaks that you might want to customize for your particular client or for your particular family. Uh, and you can just put in those dates yourself. If, for example, your school district doesn't have a winter break, then these dates will not be filled in, just like they're not filled in down here. So, for example, if I select, I think Jackson County does not have winter break. So yeah, so those if there is no winter break, you just want to omit if it doesn't exist. But yeah, you can see some of the numbers did change. Like when I switched it to Jackson to Gwinnett, you can watch these fall break dates. Yeah, they're shifted. All right. So if you ever see any differences, then please email me, parentingtimepro@gmail.com. I've programmed the software based on historic calendars, but who's to say at some point in the future the school district doesn't change their way of doing things, and I'll have to reprogram the system. But I'll take care of that. Just let me know if you ever find any mistakes. All right. Oh, let's let me explain how the summer schedule works. So, because you never know from one summer to the next exactly which weeks a parent is going to select for their vacation time sometimes, um, I've just set where the non custodial parent is getting weeks in June and the custodial parent is getting weeks in July. So, it's probably better to see a demonstration than to explain it. So, if you look right now, June, July looks pretty like a pretty standard every alternating weekend. Oh wait, let's see, populate calendars. Okay, here this includes all those holidays that I just did. So June and July. Now after I click the summer, let's see how it looks. So I did 4 weeks in the summer, odd and even years. Hit populate calendars. All right, you see it gives the non-custodial 4 weeks in June, gives the custodial 4 weeks in July. If I switched it to 2 weeks, it's going to give 2 weeks in June to the non-custodial parent, 2 weeks in July to the custodial parent, and then those other remaining weeks are just left normal. So whatever happens and whatever changes in the holiday schedule will override what happens in the regular schedule. All right. And then on Mother's Day and Father's Day, let's assume that parent B is the father. So let's give him Father's Day in odd and even years. Give parent A Mother's Day in odd and even years. And for the rest of the holidays, just alternate. Parent A, parent B, parent B, parent A, parent A, parent B, parent B, parent A, parent A, parent B. All right, populate calendar. So that gets pretty much all of the holidays. Um, just based on the selections I've made here, looks like 21% parenting time for the non-custodial parent. All right, and the next step for step 4 is to create a child support worksheet. So if you right click and open a new tab, I've actually got one that I've created already. So let's go back to, you will go to create folder worksheet. Once you've done that, you'll be able to type in your name and the opposing party's name, or the two parties' names, and then the child's name. And once you've done that, you'll click up here for gross income, put in income for the parents, and that's all I've entered. I didn't put any health insurance just for this particular example, just to keep things simple. All right, and once you've done that, you can say display worksheet results, and it'll show you this worksheet. For the calculation we're trying to do, we're going to need line 5 of this worksheet. So at $840.80. All right, let's put this over in the calendar tool. Excuse me. All right, and the non-custodial parent, we got him making a little bit more money. So his line 5 is a little bigger. Hit apply formula, and we've got a $67.44 deviation. All right. That's because there is a 21% parenting time. You might think, okay, what are some strategies I can do to increase that deviation, to continue to further decrease the child support obligation, and to get the non-custodial parent more time with the child? So one thing that I recommend is to try to max out the summertime to 4 weeks, or um, or try to get the extra overnight, so that the children are returned to school on Monday by the non-custodial parent, as opposed to return Sunday night. With those changes, you can get the calendar from 21% parenting time to 28% parenting time. And then when you apply the formula with those days, that changes to $175. So that's looking a little better. Okay, so this is what we're going to go for. Let's say when we go to trial, we're going to propose a parenting plan that has a return on um, Monday instead of on Friday, and has 4 weeks in the summer instead of 2 weeks. And we're going to request a $175 deviation. So the way that we put that into the worksheet, we come back here to the worksheet, open the worksheet, go to Deviation Schedule E, and put in that number right here in the yellow box. All right, so do a negative, and again, go save it. Okay, before you save it, you're going to have to put in some answers to some of these questions. All 3 of them have to be filled in. You can just take a screenshot here or pause the video and use my examples. Let's see, display worksheet results. All right, so you can see we got a decrease in child support from $1,051 down to $876. So that savings of $175, 175 times 12, that saves $2,100 a year. I mean, if that was times 18 years, that's almost $40,000. You've just saved by using the tool to calculate the deviation. All right, so if you got any questions, again, just email parentingtimepro@gmail.com. I really encourage you to go to the Child Support Commission's website to watch the video here. It gives a very detailed explanation and history of child support. Here, the Parenting Time Formula tool. Let's test it here and make sure it gets the same number as my tool. So we had 104.5. So if we have the non-custodial as 104.5 is its 2-year average. Well, let's see. How much is the custodial? Well, we have to figure out 365 minus 104.5. 260.5. All right, so if we put in here 260.5. All right, it tells you in here that parenting time deviation is 175, just like my tool told us, except we didn't have to do quite as much work. It all just has it in one place as opposed to using 2 different tools. But it's just math, so the same formula is applied in both tools. All right, I hope you find this helpful. Oh, there is also a button that elects you to export here, which is basically just a print button. And if you want to print to a PDF, that's also an option. You can save it as a PDF. All right. I highly recommend, printing out one of these, putting it on your fridge. It'll help you keep track of your parenting days, and saves a lot of time over manually creating these calendars year after year. So come back anytime. Have a great day. Bye-bye.